WCNC Charlotte. This is Flashpoint.
Thanks for joining us here on Flashpoint. I'm Ben Thompson. Today, we're looking at real estate here in the Queen City, both homes for sale and apartments for rent. We're going to hear from a local political action committee that is working to make things affordable. But first, take a look at these numbers from December 2020 to December 2021. For homes, the average list price, sales prices, and the percent of original list price received are all up. So still definitely a seller's market. But it is starting to calm down, perhaps just a tad. However, the inventory of homes for sale and the month's supply of inventory are still down significantly. Joining us today, Lee Allen, the president of the Canopy Realty Association here in Charlotte. Lee, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Ben. It's good to see you.
You know, the president gives a State of the Union, and sometimes the governor will give a state of the state, the mayor, state of the city. So I'm asking you, as our go-to guy, what is the state of real estate in Charlotte as we start this new year?
I think the key word is you're going to have to be flexible. This is one of the most unique markets we've ever seen. I just went back. I'm old enough, Ben, to remember 11% interest rates. I had to go all the way back to 2013 before we got above 5. We're still at record interest rates, which is just pushing the demand unlike anything we've seen.
So flexible, you say people have to be flexible. So does that go for both buyers and sellers?
Yeah, it's a really great point. I have a lot of folks that call and say, I'm thinking about selling my house. And the first question I ask is, do you have somewhere to go? And then buyers, when they come in the office, they say, we're thinking about buying. And I go, okay, here we go. Let's strap up. Number one, let's make sure you're qualified and maybe not even pre-approved. Let's get qualified. Let's get everything in order. Because when that house comes on the market, it used to be, Ben, that a house would come on the market and we had 2 or 3 or 4 days to schedule showings to go take a look. We have 2 or 3 or 4 hours right now.
I know I not only did me and my husband buy a house this last year, but also my mother moved to Charlotte this past year, and she was adamant, I am not going to pay list price. No way, I'm not going to do it. Let's just say Mama Thompson missed out on about a dozen homes before she finally realized that she was going to have to pay a little above list price before the house ever even went on the market.
You know, you're exactly right, Ben. One of the things is that last year, the average sale was actually 100.8% of list price, which means you're exactly right. Folks paid over list.
And you got to find out before it even hits the market is the thing. All right, so where are we at when it comes to supply side of this thing? I mean, are the homes at least there, or they're not even there right now?
You know, it's really interesting. They're really not there. Last year, 1 out of every 3 homes was a new construction. The challenge is, since 2009, builders really just haven't kept up. We're about 1.35 nationally million, 1.35 million homes short of construction. Now, if you read any of the articles, any of the news journals, I lost count at 12 new developments that are happening currently in Charlotte right now in the metro area. And you're just seeing builders do everything they can to catch up. But now, as you know, we've got supply chain issues and everything else. They're having to get creative. It's a pretty tough market.
As I have found out, is that you finally get that house, and then you want to go start working on it, and then you have to wait another few months just to get people lined up and get the supply chain. It's
flexibility and patience, Ben.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! So where do you see this year going as far as compared to last year? Are you expecting it to be quite as tight, or you feel like there might be a little bit more wiggle room for folks looking to buy?
We think as more and more properties come on the market, we will actually get a little bit of flexibility as far as there'll be a few more options for folks. One of the challenges we really see, and as everyone knows, interest rates are going to go up. They're forecasting anywhere between 4 to 7% increases over the next year. And I know that's concerning, but the one thing is that we're still historically low when it comes to interest rates. One interesting fact, for every 1% of interest rate that goes up, it actually reduces the buying power for a buyer by about 10 or 11%. So what you may see is a little bit of a realistic, we thought we were going to go to that 325 median, which is our average or our median in the Charlotte area. Maybe they go to 299 or 300.
What do you tell somebody who's thinking about getting in the game this year, wanting to do it, given what you know in your experience in the field, what advice would you give to those people?
One of the challenges that, as you realized, is that in 2021, our average days on market was only 19 days for properties. From 2020, that was 35 days. So in a matter of a year, it went down 2 weeks. I think you're going to see that go back up a little bit, but I'm not sure that you're going to get to 30 or 40 days yet. I think it's still going to be incredibly competitive. Flexibility is going to have to rule. I think relationships are going to matter now more than ever. And when I say relationships, I'm thinking with your banker, with your lender, sure, with your realtor. You're going to have that trusted advisor that gets you in the door the moment that home opens up.
I found gone are the days, at least for right now, of being able to sort of ruminate over it and then going and looking at other homes and then talking about it for a couple of weeks and then deciding to go back to that house. If that's the kind of personality you are, that's not happening anymore. You've got to be decisive. You got to know what you want, where you're going, your financial setup, and it takes for some people the fun out of it just a little bit.
Does take the fun out of it. One interesting thing, I got an email this morning, Ben, $4.5 billion in private equity money is flooding into the Charlotte market, looking to invest in land to build homes and everything else. So there's a great bellwether, because so many people, right? We're meeting the top 10 of most attractive places to come in the country. We're one of the top 10. Realtor.com says we're the number 3 market to look and to watch into 2022. But as you know, if you start building a home today, it's probably not going to be ready until September or October.
Sure. Listening to you, it can get really exciting because it's like, well, this is really cool that we live in a city like this that's growing this much. Let me remind folks, the other side of this is affordable housing. And people trying to find affordable housing. It's one of the city leaders will tell you it's the biggest issue we face right now, and that makes this topic a lot less exciting.
It really does, and it's almost heartbreaking for opportunities where folks are saying, "Listen, I'm just trying. This is my starter home, right? It's not the end all be all." And as a result of that, we really are having challenges. And Charlotte's doing a great job with, as you know, the 2040 plan, the UDO, and the map. And we're working together to see what can we do to make more homes available so that our folks can continue to live and just enjoy what makes Charlotte great.
It doesn't strike me Charlotte's going to become more affordable in the next year. It's going to be multi-years from now. Do you feel good, say 5 years from now, that we as a city, and that includes your industry, but also city leaders and other folks, developers, get a better grasp of making this city more affordable as it continues to grow exponentially?
Yeah, that's a really great thing. One of the things I know that we're working on all kinds of fronts is how do we help make the value of land attractive enough, or how do we help incentivize enough developers with whatever we can do to help them build more affordable homes? Absolutely.
All right. Listen, Lee Allen, with the president of the Canopy Realty Association. Lee, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
It's always good to see you, Ben. Thanks.
All right, come back. That's one side of the equation. What about rent? A lot of folks say it's still way too high. That's coming up after this.